1, 2. We're live. Okay, we're live. Okay. It's been a while since I've done this, guys. So, welcome into the show. I hope the sound levels are all right. I'm unsure if they are. If they're not, we'll know for next time. So yeah, as you can see, guys, this is. Hold on. Let me just share this first, just in case anybody actually wants to jump in and join. Okay. Welcome in. Good morning. Okay. I think we're ready to rock. Hopefully the sound levels are good. Hopefully. And we'll get into this. So first of all, I have done up all these spreadsheets and I'm going to do these every single week for every weekend of the season because I really just want to see how many games go over and under. So let me just share what I'm talking about. Here we go. So hopefully you can see that fairly well on your screen. So here we go. Premier League Week 1. Let's just get stuck into it straight away. As you can see, I have some notes there. So we've gone for the team, the card line, the odds, rounded up to the nearest 10. The referee's average cards per game, but this only includes the actual Premier League, and it's the same for Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga. It only includes the Premier League, so it's not their average cards over their career or their average cards over all competitions. Average cards in that league. Because what I tend to find specifically with referees as well is, like, a referee could be a 5.5 average card referee in the Premier League, and then he goes to the Champions League and he's only averaging like 3. So every competition is different for each referee. But anyway, let's just get into it. So there was some interesting results last night in La Liga. We had 2 games there, and as you can see, guys, Mallorca Villarreal, the line was 4.5. The referee averaged 3.7 cards, and the game ended with 6 cards. I had on my notes low card referee with big sample size, and the game ended with 6 cards. So you could almost say a bit of an anomaly, maybe that game wasn't expected to go over. At the same time, Mallorca kind of do like to be card friendly. But then the biggest shock, personally, for me last night, and this is why I'm looking forward to tracking all these card bets throughout the whole season, but also, maybe coming up with some bets as well for the weekend. Look at this, guys. Valencia and Las Palmas. 6.5 the card line was. 2.0 or plus 100 odds. Referee averages 5.3 cards per game. And we had a big fat 0. 0 cards in Valencia and Las Palmas last night. So there's definitely going to be some anomalies, so to speak, in the first few weeks. And you're going to get crazier results like this throughout the year. But I was, to see a 6.5 card line end with 0 cards is like, wow, mind blowing. I think that's pretty much all that was on last night. We had 2 Bundesliga games or 1. The Munich game, the line was 2.5, ended on 3 cards. Referee averaged 4. So I mean, I'm not really surprised that one went under. I'm not really surprised. But let's just get into actually today's stuff. So good morning, wherever you are in the world. Maybe it's evening time for you, maybe it's night time for you. But cheers anyway, guys. Sporting my Master of Puppets coffee mug. So let's get into this. I'm not going to make this a mad long show, like maybe 15 minutes long or that. So let's go, guys. So I don't want to be jumping the gun here. Like, let's just look for anomalies. Like, let's just, like, if it looks good, it probably is good. Nottingham Forest game, 4.59, 1.7 odds. Peter Banks averages 4.1 cards per game. Forest, Sheffield, I mean, that is the sort of game that you probably will hit 5 cards, but it could end on 4 again, so I'd stay away. And even the average red card percentages, look, the red card percentage in the Premier League is all over the shop, so it is. But these, like, I'm the only one of these first 3 games, that I would be even interested in taking is the Liverpool and Bournemouth over 3.5 cards at 2.1. I mean, I know the referee has a small sample size. He only averages 3 cards per game. never handed out a red card, but he has a small sample size, like 20 games or something, 11 games or something. But yeah, Liverpool and Bournemouth, I think 3.5 line, 2.1 odds. That could potentially be a bet to consider there. And let me just have a quick look. I like to check over last season. Season's results to see how many cards was in the game. So we had 1, 2, 3. We only had 3 in the game, and Bournemouth won, which to me says a lot. The underdogs won, and there was only 3 cards. And then obviously Liverpool won 9-0 at home, and there was only 1 card in the game. So, that's why you kind of have to be, what am I doing here? What am I doing? This is, it's clearly been a while since I done this. So yeah, Liverpool. I think the Liverpool and Bournemouth game is like the only one there that I would maybe consider the over. But again, considering how the results went last year, I'm not so sure. Wolves, Brighton, again, look, 1.7, 4.5. I know another Premier League has brought in time wasting and all, so that's a potential factor in some of these games. But I don't know. It's kind of wait and see, innit? I'm not crazy with the Premier League for cards, just because I feel like a lot. Like look at the average cards for referees compared to the lines, and I mean, I know these lines are juiced up because we have the new rules for giving out cards. I know that, but I want to see it in the flesh. I want to see it in the flesh. So the rest of these games, I think the only other game that has the potential to go over is I don't think Man City Newcastle will go over, but 2.2 is, like, I mean, you could almost go for both teams over 1.5 cards, which is probably around at least 1.7, at least. Up. I mean, I'm probably being way off there. Let me just have a quick look. I think so. Potentially Liverpool game over, but yeah, I'd be wary. Man City game. I'm just going to have a quick look now. Both teams over 1.5 cards. If that's like over 1.9, I think that's an incredible bet. Man City, Newcastle, both teams 2+ cards is 2.0. So I think that is a banger of a bet. Man City and Newcastle, both teams over 2.5 cards at 2.0. It's a cracker of a bet. Referee averages 3.4 cards per game. Rarely hands out red, which is interesting. Aston Villa and Everton, probably another. It's like these are. If the line was 3.5 on most of these games, to be all automatic overs. As you can see here, West Ham Chelsea, even though it's a London derby, Jay Brooks hands out an average of 4.5 cards per game, but he rarely hands out any reds, and the line is 1.8, 4.5. So again, that that West Ham that West Ham and Chelsea game, you're probably looking at again both teams over 1.5 cards, which is 1.83. Let me just add all these to like a bet slip so I'll know at the end what bets I'm suggesting now. But none of these bets are like official. You can basically go and do your own homework, your own research with this, guys. You can go do your own work, dig a bit deeper, because with cards you can dig deep, like just to give some like insights into card betting. Like if you want to go dig deep, you can check team fouls versus teams fouls. There's a website called whoscored.com. I'll just give you I'll just pull it up here real quickly for people that are new into card betting. Now I'm sure people who use their own websites. FootMob is a good one as well, but there's another one called The Stats Don't Lie. There's a lot of good websites for yeah, here we go. Here is the whoscored.com. whoscored.com. So I'll just click into the Premier League or Fulham Brentford or whatever. What am I doing? So what? Just to show you what I'm talking about. I think whoscored.com is the only website I recall where you can get fouls. Now maybe you can't. There probably is others, but for me, Premier League, team stats, let's just go defensive stats, and then you can really get into the nitty gritty. You can go, okay, flipping Brentford are away from home, so you want to go right. Brentford away from home. How many fouls do they give up? Well, obviously it's really short. We'll just go with the last season just to show you. So here we go. Team stats, offensive. I might just do a whole video about like card betting. What's up, Harry? How are you, man? What a story! I haven't heard from you in a while. So I might just do a whole video about card betting, maybe this upcoming week. But yeah, I usually go to who scored, and you can go to, you can fucking really dig deep with these card betting stuffs. But let's just go for an example. Away, defensive away, so fouls per game, and I mean this is extra research on top of referees, cards per game. Even everything comes into factor. Fouls per game. So this is how many fouls defensively these teams give away when they're on the road. And as you can see, Brentford. Okay, so who were we looking at here in this example? We were looking at Brentford. So Brentford rarely give like 9.7, second last in the league last season. And then you can go offense, and you can go home, fouls per game, and we can see that Fulham at home, kind of upper mid-table, 10.9 fouls. So they were fouled almost 11 times per game. But Brentford obviously barely gave away any fouls per game. So you wouldn't be really jumping at this saying there's going to be loads of cards. But this is why I'm saying do your own research and dig deep, because look, you have to check the referee. I mean, is it a derby? What's on the line for these two teams? Let me just share this trick. So last season there was 3 cards between these two teams, and 3-2 finish. So Anthony Taylor was the referee. So it kind of sometimes their previous their previous games matter. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes you might see a great example was Getafe was playing Barcelona last week, and I think the previous games between Getafe and Barcelona had 2-3, 2-2-2 and 4 cards, and then they played each other bloody at the weekend, and there was 2 red cards and 7 yellows. It was just madness. But that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes looking back over their previous games against each other kind of just gives you an insight. Not necessarily means that just because there was so many cards in their last X amount of matchups there's going to be this time around. But it just gives you an extra insight. So let's just get back to what I was looking at here, what I was talking about originally. Harry, Tottenham versus United over 3.5 offsides. Yeah, that looks well. The odds look good. I mean, I wouldn't be much of an offside knowledgeable person. The thing with offside for me is sometimes it's I don't know. I suppose you can get stuck into stats for the offsides and that, but it just seems a bit random, Maybe if you know exactly how teams play, and I suppose they are bettable. I feel like offsides for me are almost a bit like corners. It could be in by half time, or you could be sweating it out with 10 minutes to go. But I suppose same with everything in it, guys. It's the same even with the cards. So let's just get in. So look, quick run over the Premier League, guys. The Arsenal Palace game, 4.5 cards. I think that's a lot. I personally think it's a lot, even though Decoot is a good card referee. But I just think look, 3.7. Yeah, he's just on the up. He's just higher than most of the guys in the middle here. But I think so. Potential bets here, guys. We've gone for I think Man City, Newcastle, both teams 2+ cards at 2.0 plus 100 is a good bet, and Chelsea and West Ham, both teams 2+ cards at -115 is a good bet. I think Liverpool potentially over, but I'd probably stay away. Tottenham Man United, we did that one. Tottenham Man United. Again, both teams 2+ cards is probably another good bet there. 1.72, not even worth it. It's not worth it. 1.72 is not worth it. So yeah, potential bets in the Premier League, guys, is literally from what I've just sussed out there is both teams over 2.5 cards in the Man City game and the Chelsea game. So we make a swift move on to Serie A. I'll only stick around for another few more minutes. It's the first week of Serie A this week, so we don't know how it's going to go down. As you can see, look how high the average cards in Serie A is and the red card compared to the Premier League. It's amazing. So it is. So let's just look at some anomalies based off the average cards and the card line, and also what the matchup is for these teams. Like I said, it's week 1, and like I said, do your own deep dive. Do your own deep dive in this. I'm only just kind of running through the lines and the odds, and maybe suggesting 1 or 2 bets. Like, nothing here is an official bet for me. I'm just kind of wading through the water. So look, first game, Empoli and Verona. I think Verona just got promoted. Oh no, that's hell as a. I was thinking of Chievo for some reason. So they were both in the league last year. Referee averages. Look, he averages 4.6 cards per game, but 6% of those 4.6 are red cards. High percentage. I think the big one for me is Frosinone and Napoli. The line is 4.5. Odds 1.8. Referee averages 5.2 cards per game, which is the highest in this entire list. And almost 8% of those are red cards, and he averaged 4.1 cards in 3 Napoli games last season. The reason this is important, that he averaged 4.1 cards in 3 Napoli games last season, is last season Napoli didn't pick up a whole lot of red cards as far as I can recall. Sorry, cards in general. I'm just going to have a quick look to suss it out here now. I don't think they picked up many cards. Team. Another good website there for you guys is FootMob. So yellow cards last season, Hellas Verona ran away with. But look at Napoli, bottom of the pile, and only had 1 red card. And that's why it's interesting to me, because Napoli didn't do many yellow cards or bookings last season. They didn't. But yet, when this guy was in charge of their games, it was an average of 4.1 cards per game, which is a lot. He's a high card referee. He likes cards. Frosinone's first game up to the league against league champions. I think this game has cards written all over it. But what angle do you take? The line is, like we said, the line is 4.5 minus 120. It's. I don't know if we can hit. Both teams 2+ cards at 1.9. I don't know. Over 4.5 cards is probably a good bet, but the bet I would probably be most interested in is Frosinone over 2.5 cards at 1.9. That's probably the bet I'd be most interested in this scenario here. I even think Napoli might pick up 1 card. So if you really wanted to be, cautious, I think that's probably too cautious, is it? You could do Frosinone over 1.5 cards. No, I'm making it complicated now, and I don't want to do that. That's my biggest flaw. I like to make things complicated when they shouldn't be. The best bet is probably just Frosinone. Minus. There's your bet. Asian handicap cards. Frosinone, basically have more cards than Napoli. 1.9. I'm just going to add that to the list right now. Because it's I don't know if Frosinone will pick up 3 cards, but they more than likely will. But it's the same odds. Frosinone 3 cards is the same odds as Frosinone just have more cards than Napoli, and I think Frosinone should have more cards than Napoli. Their first time back up in Serie A in 6 seasons, playing the league champions. So Frosinone more than likely will have more cards than Napoli in that game. So next, Genoa Fiorentina. This is actually this is the only official bet that I've taken for cards, as of now. And that's Genoa and Fiorentina. both teams over 1.5 cards at 1.7 or minus 130. The line is 5.5. The odds is 2.2. But this is where I like, this is the angle I like. The referee averages 5.4 cards per game. 4.6% of those are red cards. And I have on my notes, he's a high card referee. And these teams averaged 6 cards per game in 2 games last season. So, first game of the season again for both these teams, Genoa and Fiorentina. I'm confident both teams are going to have 2 cards after this matchup. I'm pretty confident both teams are going to have 2 cards. So again, I suppose I'll just add that to the list, and then at the end we will just pump out all of the Oh, we beat the line! We beat the line! We smashed the line! Holy shit! Wow, that was 1.7 yesterday for Genoa and Fiorentina, both teams over 1.5 cards. It is now 1.57. 13 cents knocked off it. I like it. I like it like that. Okay, that's good stuff. Inter Monza. Automatically, I look at this and say under. Inter don't pick up many cards. As we can see from this last season, Inter pick up the second least amount of yellows, and where's Monza now? Okay, the 5th most yellows and 4 reds, but yeah, again, I don't know if I would trust that game to go over 4.5. Colombo averages almost 5, but he's not a fan of red cards, which means the game is probably going to end on like 4 cards or something. But yeah, Roma, Salernitana, 4.5, Valencia, 3.8. Small sample size. I divide that game. Sassuolo, Napoli, again, looks like a good game for the overs. Both teams over 1.5 cards, probably the best bet there. Sorry, Sassuolo, Atlanta. And 1.9 odds. I mean, yeah, that's not bad going either. That is not bad going either. Sorry, didn't get back to this. Lecce and Lazio. Now, this is an interesting one. Lecce and Lazio, 5.5 line, odds 2.2. Referee only averages 4.4 cards per game. So obviously the under is going to be like 1.8 or 1.7, but I literally lean towards the under there. Udinese, Juventus. This is for me now, like Udinese and Juventus, I just associate those teams with like not many cards. Well, Udinese picked up a good few last season, but Juventus again, 3rd least amount in the league. So it's all about picking your spots with card betting. I think that's the key to card betting. You have to pick your spots, but then you have to get lucky as well. Torino, Cagliari, I just stay away from. Like, look, F Costo, 4.9, 9% red card, but it's a small sample size. Probably could be a red card in that game. I mean, there could be a red card in the game. Let's just have a quick little look to see what the red card odds are. Red card in match. 5 to 4 to 1. 4 to 1. Torino, Cagliari. Right, I'm going to just put it in just for the end of the show, like the suggested bets. As I said, none of these are official bets per se. They're just suggested bets, and definitely go and do your own homework. But as you can see, I have the stat sheets all there in front of you guys. So most of the work is done. You can go to my Twitter. You can go to my Buymeacoffee. All the stat sheets are done out for everybody to just go and have a look at. Obviously, the odds might have changed by the time I've done them. But yeah. Last one, Bologna, AC Milan, 1.8, 4.5, referee 4.9, 6.7% red card. Again, could be cheeky red in it, but we're not sure. Let's move on to La Liga and wrap this up. So as you see, 2 games done last night in La Liga, but let's get into Real Sociedad and Celta Vigo, 5.5 line, odds 1.8, referee 5 yellows per game, but 10% red card. And this is where it gets interesting. I have on my notes, he's a high card referee with a low medium sample size, which he's refereed 35 games, which to me is a low medium sample size. Real Sociedad, Celta Vigo. So what I would do in this instance is definitely go and have a look and see what the story was last season when these teams played each other. So when these teams met last year, first of all, I just want to see what the odds is on a red card with this referee. You see plus 2.25 or 3.25. Even the bookies have that one, and even both teams 2+ cards is only 1.57. So the bookies are onto us there. They know this has the potential. Like 3.25 per red card. I don't see the value. It is funny that he's like a massive red card enthusiast, and they've like just given us absolute crap odds. Excuse me, on that bet. What can you do? But let me just check last season to see how those teams fared up when they face each other. Again, this sort of information doesn't really matter in the it doesn't really matter, but it's nice to know, because if you see two teams playing each other and it's like high card referee, line 5.5, odds 1.8 or minus 120, it's nice to know how many cards there was last season. Like if you look back over the last 5 games and there was like 2 cards in every match, you're kind of thinking, like, you know what I mean? It matters. But I mean, looking at this here now, I think this is a shoe-in for the over. Look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards galore in game 2, and game 1 cards galore. Absolutely. Are these 2 rivals? Excuse my. Hold on. Sorry. Excuse me. I didn't share this feed. So yeah, Celta Vigo and Real Sociedad. This looks like an absolute shoe-in for the over to come in. And the fact the odds is 2.1 over 5.5 with this referee, no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer. That is going on the list right now. Wow, I'm in shock over that one. Wow. Okay, 26 minutes gone, guys. So I'll try to wrap it up in the next few minutes, because I don't want to be here all day rambling about cards. Okay, Almeria, Real Madrid. Both these teams, both games between these teams, 4 cards in each game. Big sample size for referees. So this guy referees a lot of games. Big sample size for me is probably like 110 plus games. Yeah, so an average, I would say that's an under. I can't see Real Madrid picking up many cards in this game, but then again, they're away from home. Yeah, I'll just pass. Again, like I said, do your own research on all this, guys. I'm just like skimming over this real quickly. Osasuna Bilbao, 4.8, 6% red, 5.5. Osasuna Bilbao, again, like, I don't know. The fact that I have no notes besides certain referees basically means like it probably wasn't exciting enough to give it any notes, which means I'm probably iffy about touching it. It's one of those games. It could end on 4 cards. It could end on 5 cards. So I pass. Girona Getafe. This is where you get caught out, you see. 6.5 line, 2.0. The referee only averages 4.8 cards, which in the grand scheme of things is one of the lowest right now. 6.39, 6.4% red, which is probably average. So again, let's just have a quick little look to see last season how these teams fared when they faced off against each other. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, but most of them came in the second half. Whoa, what happened there? What did I do? It's been a while since I used this software, so 9 in one game, and the second game had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a red. So that's one of those situations where you really like, the line is good, the history is good, but yeah, it's a tough one to call because the line is good, the history is good. But yeah, it's 6.5 line. But these two teams are probably going to be fighting for relegation, surely. So that counts for something. But let's just see how's the line moved since yeah, it's the exact same. You can probably do both teams over 2.5 cards at 1.33, added into a parlay. But other than that, keep going. Barcelona Cadiz, 4.5 line, referee, medium sample size, fairly decent with reds, fairly chunky with yellows, but I'd probably stay away. Betis and Madrid, Stay away from Betis after some allegations, although it's mainly to do with West Ham's Paquetti, or whatever his name is. High sample size. So he's a high sample size, 3.8% red cards, and 5 cards per game. Again, I'd probably pass. I always find cards with Barcelona games to be dodgy, and I also find Atletico Madrid games, I won't say dodgy, but you just don't know what you're going to get with them, you know? I mean, the line is 5.5 for that Atletico Madrid game. I kind of expect both teams 2+ cards. I think if you did both teams 2+ cards in Atletico Madrid and Getafe and Girona, you get around 2.0, and I think that's a fair bet. Finally, Granada Vallecano, again, that's probably a one I would actually look to bet over, because the line is 5.5, the referee average is 5.5, the odds is bang on evens, 2.0, 5% reds, and these teams averaged 7 cards in both their matchups last season, and the referee is a high sample size. So Granada Vallecano, and let's just have a quick look to see. Oh no, sorry, why would I need to see? I literally just said it there. They averaged 7 cards over the 2 games. So that's another one I'd throw into the pile. That's probably one of the best value bets of the La Liga for sure. And finally, just to wrap it up, we'll jump into the Bundesliga. It's not one of the best leagues for cards, so we'll just really skim through this real quick. Bundesliga. So, okay, sorry, I didn't even add these yet because at the time I was doing it, they weren't released, but I presume they're ready to go now because it's match day, so I may get them done. But yeah, 4.5. Excuse me. Need to get the coffee into me. Get the coffee into me. Okay. So here we go, 4.5. Yeah, there's not much. I think the Leipzig game is the only one I really look at, but he's a high red card percentage for this league. High red card percentage considering he doesn't hand out cards very often. And it's an extremely high sample size, which means he's done probably like 120, 130 plus games. I think Leipzig and Leverkusen, both teams 2+ cards, is probably, again, the best bet here. And it's 2.0. So I'd probably put that in. Hoffenheim, Freiburg, like the referee, look at these lines compared to like these 2 games. Like that game's are almost an under. Hoffenheim and Freiburg. I mean, let me check out last season's matchup, and let me go to bottom mob real quickly, just to see how they got on last year. But yeah, I think that could be an under. Low card percentage referee, low red card, low cards. I think Freiburg and Hoffenheim could be an under. Let's just check out their matchups last season. Game 1 had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh geez, 6 yellows and a red. Is this a derby? Then game 2 had 3 yellows. It's not a great insight. Then 1 yellow when you look back on another game that they played each other, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's yeah. But these 2 teams, this seems to be like whatever's floating their boat at the minute, yeah. I'd probably stay away because it's been so random with them. I mean, I do like the under, but what's the odds? Yeah, 4.5, and I'm looking at a 4.5 1.8. I probably would go with the under, to be honest. I'd probably go with the under, but I won't add it to the list. So we have 9 bets on the list so far. Again, just to reiterate, these are not official bets. They're just suggested bets based off our quick research, but definitely take these sheets, and you can actually get these sheets on my Twitter or my Buymeacoffee, YouTube. You'll find, if you look for Vivid Sports, you'll find these sheets fairly rapidly. So definitely do your own research off of these sheets, guys. This is just a quick run through. Wolfsburg and Heidenheim. This one could go over. The line is 3.5. I know the odds are only 1.7, and the referee is low card, but has hit 4+ cards in 57% of his games last season. So he's one of these referees that's like on the up with cards, because referees do that. Referees have card trends. Like they might only average like 3 cards for 2 seasons, and then it'll slowly go up. Some referees do that. I don't know if it's a subconscious thing or a conscious thing, but it happens. So Wolfsburg and Heidenheim, could go over. It could go over 3.5. Both teams 2+ cards at 2.50. I think that's the bet. I'm not going to add it to the list because this referee is, a low card referee. Finally, Dortmund Cologne. High red card ratio for the league. Big sample size. I think Dortmund and Cologne will go over 3.5 cards. Obviously, the bookies have it reduced to book at 1.6 because they know it's likely to go over, and we have a high card referee percentage. If anything, we'd almost go with the RB Light, or we'd almost go with Cologne and Dortmund have a red card, wouldn't we? But over 3.5 or 1.6 looks good. What is the red card just for 4.33? Let's just see, of interest, who got the most red cards last season in the Bundesliga? Leverkusen, Augsburg, and Hoffenheim. And Augsburg had the most yellows and the second most reds. So are they relegated, or are they here? I think they're relegated. Oh no, they're playing Mönchengladbach. Again, look, 4.5 line. So yeah, not crazy but much. I will take that Dortmund one over, and I'll go through all the bets I just suggested, and then you can do what you like with them. You can do what you like with them, really. As I said, they're only suggested bets, not an official. Okay. Let me just get to these bets. Okay, so I'm going to get to the bets here. What's sharing? Okay. So the games that after all the research that we just done, the quick run through research, some of it is shady research at best. But like I said, for the 100th time, do your own research. Don't be coming back to me going, "Oh, you said." I said nothing, guys. I just literally skimmed through the waters. So the bets I'm looking at, by the way, this is a tenfold. Well, if you wanted to parlay this, it's 10 teams, and it's 1,005. It's basically 15,000 or 1,500 to 1, essentially. And here they are, guys. So it's West Ham and Chelsea. I might, by the way, before I start this, I'm probably going to do one of these videos every week, either Friday evening or Saturday morning. Definitely, this has gone on for 37 minutes. It was probably only supposed to last like 20 minutes. Hopefully, as the season goes on, I'll get a bit quicker at it and I'll know exactly what I'm doing here. But what I might do for this, just for fun, is obviously skim through, put the bets on a bet slip, and just stick €1 on it. If it wins, it wins. Like what have we lost? You know what I mean? One weekend of the year, we've lost nothing. So I might just stick like €1 on this every week, just to see if we win one of them. But yeah, let's just get into it, right? So like I said, this is what we've gone for. West Ham and Chelsea, both teams over 1.5 cards. I'll actually share. I should be able to share this. Should I? Let me check it. Okay, here we go. Should be up there now. Happy days. So West Ham and Chelsea, both teams over 1.5 cards. Man City, Newcastle, both teams 2+ cards. Same thing, both teams 2+ cards. Frosinone to have more cards than Napoli. Both teams 2+ cards, Genoa and Fiorentina. Both teams 2+ cards, Sassuolo, Atlanta. A red card in the match, Torino, Cagliari. You could probably take that if you wanted to be more cautious. I mean, I'll see what it is without that. Celta Vigo over and Sociedad over 5.5 cards. Granada and Vallecano over 5.5 cards. Leverkusen and Leipzig, both teams 2+ cards. And over 3 cards in the Dortmund and Cologne game, 1.61. So that's basically 1,000. Yes, 1,400. And if you took this out, you would still get 283 to 1. So that's just the cards there for that. So it is. As we'll wrap it up there, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this show. As I said, you can find all those stat sheets basically anywhere you look for Oblivion Sports. They'll be in the link below. You'll go to the Twitter. You'll find them somewhere, guys. thanks for tuning into the show. We will be back Monday with a brand new show, daily show on Monday. So make sure to tune into that, guys. Daily show Monday. Next Friday, we'll have this show back up again. Me and Kevin, the Irish, I don't know what he goes, the Sports Wolf, are back with a weekly betting show next week. So it's all happening here at Oblivion Sports, guys. Hope you enjoy the content. If you do enjoy the content, the link below, you can support us and buy me a coffee. Really goes a long way, and we really appreciate it because it keeps me doing what I love doing, which is working here, betting material basically. Hopefully have a good weekend, guys. That's the bets I suggested, and yeah, I'll talk to you on Monday morning, guys. Oh, and hit that like and subscribe button. I think that's good.